Alright, this is Geordie Prepper and welcome to today's Wednesday Weekly World News on Wednesday the 6th of December 2017. This will be the last Wednesday Weekly World News of this year, but please join us again in the new year where we'll be continuing a look at news from around the world, and we're going to be relating it to preparedness and things that you can do to help protect yourself from the articles that we're covering and the events that are going on in today's world. But let's get started with the first article, and this is regarding Saudi Arabia's jets are continuing to bomb Sana'a, and despite calls for them to cease firing on a population which clearly can't defend itself from these types of attacks, and it's just causing more sorrow, more grief and more hardship for the people that they are bombing. It's saying here that UN food supplies in Yemen are running out and that 7 vessels carrying food requirements are blocked by Saudi-led coalition. So, to block food and water and aid is just the lowest form of warfare. And, it just shows what cowardly act by Saudi Arabia these attacks are. Turning to cryptocurrency now, and Bitcoin mining is now using more power than 159 countries. So it's obviously taken off, this cryptocurrency, and as part of the Bitcoin's programming, as time goes on, the blocks become harder to mine. Now the miners are doing the transactions, they're verifying the transactions on the blockchain. So this is the actual mining part that they're doing, and they're helping to obviously keep the blockchain going, the transactions going through, etc. But as they become more complicated, you could mine some coins in the beginning with a laptop, and that would be quite capable of getting you a few coins. But obviously as time goes on, you need bigger and powerful rigs. We see products that have came onto the market specific for mining Bitcoin, and obviously people have done things like set up graphic card farms basically to mine the coins. So as it says, unlike fiat currency like the US dollar or euro, Bitcoin does need to be mined, but the power that the rigs are doing now, and we see warehouses, mining companies built up around mining Bitcoin coming in, and they set up huge warehouses full of equipment just to mine Bitcoin. The cost of the hardware is high, and so is the cost of keeping it running. So these setups are often in countries where electricity is very cheap, and that's in places, as this article says, which is like China. So as long as this Bitcoin value keeps increasing though, there's going to be bigger and further demand to mine these Bitcoins. So the cost of CPUs and GPUs, and there's already restrictions on GPUs. People going into computer shops are restricted to buying maybe 1 or 2 per customer, and we can see that the amount of electricity that's being consumed, if Bitcoin mining was to be placed into one country, then it would be the 61st highest energy consumer. So we can see that this cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is big business, and it's not just big business for those who are involved with it. It has a knock-on effect. Obviously electricity companies are charging people who are having the server farms, etc. And we can see that this isn't going to go away. At every opportunity they keep saying that Bitcoin is a bubble. They said it was a bubble at $100, they said it was a bubble at $500, they said it was a bubble at $1,000, and yet here we are, it's now worth $11,000. People are still saying it's a bubble, and they're going to be saying it forever basically. It's not going to go away, and we see that the massive increase in altcoins is just showing the need for a decentralized, legitimate form of currency. And this is only going to get more and more. So I think we can see that their consumption is only going to get higher as time goes on. And now to the USA and California, yet more fires are just mowing down, as this article says, just laying waste to anything in its path. And you know, these sorts of things are unfortunate, and it does bring home, whenever I see this, the need for people to be prepared, because time and time again we see that on the news people are being interviewed and they don't know what to do in situations like this. You know, when you've literally got death knocking at your door, then, you know, people don't have a very rational, thought out and basically common sense plan when these sorts of things happen. So people often say, you know, I just grabbed the cat or the dog, or I just grabbed, you know, just a bin bag, stuffed it full of stuff. I don't know what I even put into the bag. I just grabbed anything I could and I left. And really, these people who are living in these areas, they know that this is a possibility. Like you, if you live in a floodplain, you know that there's the possibility of being flooded. It just makes common sense to make sensible, basic precautions and to have things that you could take with you if you need to leave, all ready to go in a bug out bag. This is just common sense, basic precautions to take. And, you know, I hope that the majority in the path of this fire is safe and that they get out okay. I think that there's no immediate reports of any deaths according to this article, which is a good thing. So it just, you know, time and time again these things happen, and it just makes sense to be prepared for them.